Today is the 6th of February 2023 in Dunderston, Abaco, Bahamas. And even when you try to impart knowledge like you know it, don't think those member of parliament are smarter than the average bloke on the road. No, sir. We got some intelligence too. And when I see Chester Cooper bragging about the 700 or the 7 million tourists and everybody's all excited, with all that growth, there's some negative stuff. Does Chester Cooper let you know how much time those 7 million cruise ship people flush their feces, their tampax, their tampon, their AIDS, their HIV? All this is flushed into our waters, you know. They don't flush it nowhere else. And it's evident that we in the Bahamas are not too smart. I saw where the United States government fined the cruise ship $35 million for dumping their feces, their blood, their urine, their AIDS, their COVID-19, all their blood, all their bad stuff into our water table. And then our grouper suck it up, our snapper snap it up, our lobster eat it. So it comes from the cruise ship onto our dinner table. Luckily for us, some of the cruise ship people that feces are dumping our water, they go down to fish fry and they eat some conch and they eat some lobster, so they take some of it out of the country. But you don't know the vast amount of disease that them same 7 million, their sewage tank is emptied into our water tables and the government don't care. That's why they flocking here, because this is a free dumpster of feces, and the cruise ship toilets are dumped overboard. Every time they come to the Bahamas water, they can't do it in Florida, but they did it in the Bahamas. And amazingly, the Bahamian government didn't go after them. The American went after them, and the Americans has benefited 35 million from the cruise ship dumping their waste in our waters. I just say, wow, what happened to the minister? Didn't they go after this money? If America could get 35, we should be able to get at least 100 million, get the same lawyers, let it know it was not harmful to America. It is harmful to our marine life. And we should get some of that money. But our government don't have the will nor the brains to do so. I had 2 Tarrants in my taxi yesterday, the 5th. 3 fellas from the Disney ship. They were some rude tourists. They were brutal. Calling somebody for cocaine. I tell them, so you're not gonna put any cocaine in my car. I don't know who you call them to get cocaine, but it ain't coming in my taxi because the ride doesn't wait that. So I asked them what they do. They're professional divers, and I see them coming for years. And what they do at Sandy Point at Castaway Key, they cannot do it in America. You imagine they bring in 10, 15 divers at a time to scrub the bottom of the Disney ship in our waters. They can't do it in America because when they scrub in the bottom, the paint, the rust, and all those bad things, the chemicals that they use, is going into the water. It is against the law for them to do it in America, but they do it in Sandy Point every month, every other month, and they've been doing it for over 10 years. And nobody cares. I know what they're doing. I don't know if Chester Cooper or John Pender know. They ought to know. You don't hear anything more about the ship that sunk off of Sandy Point, whether that is gonna interfere to one of the best lobster snapper spots in Sandy Point. They didn't tell you officially what was on the ship. Just like how they drop nuclear waste right off of Guanakee, right off from Guanakee, United States dropped nuclear waste. No wonder why we're getting so much cancer and so much diseases there, because all that stuff is going into what we do, what we eat, our marine life. Every time we eat grouper, you eat fish, you get some lobster, you got some turtle, you get some wahoo, you get some of that same radiation coming to your body. Every time the cruise ship comes, 7 million flush. 7 times 7 times 7. How many people on them cruise ship? And they flush that toilet. That toilet goes in there and they empty that into our system. I see it right in the harbor, Marshaba. Each boat has a holding tank. You walk off the dock in Boat Harbor, they get a $3 million boat and they get a holding tank. You know what they do? When you walk by the boat, you can see the brown stool floating around the boat. They flush the toilet at the dock. They do it at the Conkin. They do it at Harbor View. They do it in every harbor because they don't care. They love the Bahamas, but they say, you know what? This is the Bahamas, a lawless town. So let's dump our feces overboard, let the turtle, the grouper, and the lobster eat it. And we're clueless. We're so clueless that America care more with what's happening here. And America has benefited from the cruise ship back at dumping sewage in our water to the tune of $35 million. You know what $35 million could do for the people of Abaco? If we had half the member of parliament to go after that type of money, it is evident America got the information. Use the same lawyer. Say we want $100 million. It didn't affect America. It affected us. It is affecting us. And them 7 million people, their sewer is still going overboard. So you get the good with the bad. The numbers may be good, but at the end of the result, we're going to pay. And we're going to pay with our lives for that 7 million. That's the videos that Kai do that is truthful, but somebody look at it as negative. But what I'm doing me. I am projecting what I see in my country, and I have a constitutional right to do so because Kai case. That's why I'm here. Sewage in the amount of 7 million in our water and our marine life. That can't be right. The numbers don't add up.